Video game critics such as IGN, Polygon, and Metacritic review video games and rate them with a specific rating. Many people are not comfortable with this system of critics and they claim that they are biased and they don't give appropriate reviews. Now, is this claim right or wrong? Do we need the system of critics in gaming industry? And are these critics doing the right work or they are just greedy for money? Well, we are gonna address these questions in this video, so let's begin now. First of all, let's learn something about some of the most popular video game critics. IGN, aka Imagine Games Network, was founded in 1996 by Jonathan Simpson Bint. In February 1999, PC Magazine named IGN one of the 100 best websites alongside GameSpot and CNET Game Center. In June 2005, IGN reported having 24 million unique visitors per month with 4.8 million registered users. In the same year in September, IGN was ranked among top 500 most visited websites according to Alexa. On February 4, 2013, News Corporation sold IGN Entertainment to Ziff Davis, which was later acquired by J2 Global. And in 2017, the company by the name of Humble Bundle was also acquired by IGN. So these were some of the insights on the history of IGN. If you wish to study the whole detailed history of IGN, then I will drop the link in the description. Now let's talk about IGN's reviewing policy. IGN has to review video games with the help of these policies, which are also called scoring systems. First is original scale. In this, a member of IGN has to write a review on a game and has to give it a rating between 0.1 and 10.0. The score is given according to the individual aspects of the game such as presentation, graphics, gameplay, sound, etc. Overall score of the game is totally an independent evaluation, which means that it is not the average value of the scores in each categories. In 2010, they introduced a new scoring system which is the 20-point scale. Unlike the previous score, this score will use an increment of 0.5 instead of 0.1. But one common thing was that all games can receive a maximum score of 10.0 and it didn't affected the scoring system for readers. Next system was the 100-point scale. Basically in this they decided to remove the decimal system. Like if the game has a score of 8.5 then it will be considered 85 out of 100. But after a lot of discussions they decided to retain the decimal system back again, plus Metacritic had already been using the system. So IGN decided to withdraw this decision. Then some years later they introduced a new reviewing policy which was also called the re-review policy. This policy stated that any reviewed game's score can be improved and changed. Games like League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, Warframe and the Pocket Edition of Minecraft were re-reviewed. Then came the year which completely made IGN a meme material. In the beginning of 2020, they introduced a new scoring scale which was the 10-point scale, which will only allow a game to be scored between 1 and 10. The 10 by 10 IGN meme became famous after they used this scale for scoring The Last of Us 2. Okay, these were some insights on IGN. Now let's take a look at Metacritic now. Metacritic was launched by Mark Doyle, his sister Julie Doyle Roberts and his classmate Jason Dietz. In 2005, Metacritic was sold to CNET and later was acquired by CBS Corporation. And 2 years ago, in 2022, Red Ventures sold Metacritic to Fandom. Metacritic uses a method called Metascores for scoring video games and other media. Here's the table of score index. You can see that games which are scored between 90 and 100 are considered as universally acclaimed. Games between 75 and 89 are considered as generally favorable. Games between 50 and 74 are considered as average. And games between 20 and 49 are considered as below average. Some of the highest rated games of Metacritic are The Legends of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, GTA 4, Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5. Now the next critic is GameSpot, which is also a popular video game critic alongside IGN and Metacritic. GameSpot was founded before Metacritic and IGN in 1996. It was founded by Pete Deemer. In 2008, its parent company CNET was acquired by CBS Corporation. But in 2020, CNET was sold to Red Ventures. And 2 years later, Fandom, the same company which had acquired Metacritic, acquired GameSpot. If we talk about the scoring system, then it uses the same 10 scale score. Okay, here we have learned some important things about the most well-known critics of the gaming industry. Usually there are moments when gamers trust them, and there are also moments when they don't trust them. Many even consider them stupid because of their certain reviews. For example, IGN's Last of Us 2 review, Death Stranding review, and Days Gone review. People were mad at them because of their biased review of Last of Us 2, but the problem wasn't that he gave Last of Us 2 a 10 by 10 score, because even if IGN thinks that it was an amazing game, then I have no issue with that. But Jonathan just talked about the gameplay and sound design in that video. In the beginning, he did talk about characters and some things I actually agreed with honestly, but that wasn't enough for declaring this game a 10 by 10 masterpiece, because a survival horror game, and especially if it is an emotional franchise like The Last of Us, is not just about gameplay and sound design. The plot equally matters just like gameplay mechanics, hence this is why that review was irrelevant and was more of a meme than an opinion, because it was very empty. Now I know that it was a spoiler free review, but that doesn't mean that they can just leave the plot untouched, because it is possible to express that how you felt about the game's plot without actually revealing it. And IGN's members have been doing this since almost a decade, and plus they have got a lot of experience in gaming. So I don't think so that it is actually that difficult for them to write a script about a review which can appreciate or criticize a game's plot without actually revealing the plot. And another thing which I don't like about companies who make review videos on YouTube is that they never ever try to open their comment sections to see that what people actually think about their reviews. Like, I know there were a lot of people under IGN's Last of Us 2 review who were barking woke as usual, but there were a lot of people who were giving honest criticisms about their review. But guess what? Not a single updated review came. And they don't even create polls in their community tab to actually ask the viewers that what they actually feel about their reviews and the respective game. And there are barely any live streams in which they bring their top reviewers to have a chat with the viewers that what are the certain questions about video games which viewers may have. Neither they have ever held any podcasts where they could have invited any Let's Play YouTuber, any indie game developer, any story writer. Nothing like that has ever happened on IGN's YouTube channel. Yet they claim themselves to be a reliable source of video games reviewing community. On the website they are saying so many heavy words, but in reality they haven't even tried to interact with their consumers. At least remove this stupid requirement about a review video only containing 4,000 to 5,000 words. Do you literally think that making a short video should be prioritized over making a video which contains better explanation? Because in my opinion, a creator should focus on writing a good script which contains an explanation which is easy to understand for the viewers, and at the same time it is also a well analyzed one. But in IGN's case, they have never tried to hear the thoughts of their viewers or consumers, which is why I have said that their reviewing system needs a lot of improvements. They should try to make well researched and well thought reviews, and should interact with their consumers instead of just uploading the video and leaving it. But does this mean that it is okay to say that the entire concept of game critics is useless? No, because admit it or not, these critics have played a role in making gaming more recognizable with the help of their regular coverage about different games of different genres. It's true that critics can get really biased sometimes, and they should be criticized for that without any hesitation. But saying that the entire concept of critics is bad is just plain stupidity. Because Metacritic has given Plague Tale Requiem an 82%, and RDR2 is one of their highest rated games. Witcher 3 is given 92% by Metacritic and 9.3 by 10 by IGN. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is given 86% by Metacritic. RE4 Remake was given a 10 by 10 IGN and 93% by Metacritic. Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West were given above 9 score by IGN and were given more than 80% by Metacritic. So you see that there are a lot of reasonable reviews by critics if there are a lot of terrible ones. So the conclusion is that the concept of critics is not useless or bad. It sure gets irrelevant a lot of times, for which it should definitely be criticized for. I hope you guys liked this little explanation on video game critics. What do you all think about game critics? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care and bye bye.